Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Mohammad Khalid and I'll be giving a short video tutorial of how I did my virtual experience program with data analytics with Quantium that is available on the Forage. So let's start. This is basically my work that I'll be sharing with you guys. And I will be doing this on mostly on R and some part of it on Excel. The reason why I'll be using both is most of the people are very comfortable with Excel and not with ours. For some, the programming language is something new, and these internships and virtual experience programs are for the beginners. I'm also a beginner, so I know what level we all are up to, and why we are doing this. We are here to learn. So I'll be going very simply. So this virtual experience has three modules to it. I'll be focusing mainly on the first two. So let us start with it. Okay, so it's loaded. Okay, so you're part of Quantium Retail and Analytics teams and have been approached by your client, category manager for chips, who wants to better understand the types of customers who purchase chips and their purchasing behavior within the region. We need to identify the types of customers who purchase chips and their purchasing behavior within the region. How much do they buy? How frequent do they buy? Of how much quantity of how much monetary value do they buy? Which type of chips do they buy? Etc. etc. As much as we possibly can. So this is a repeated version of the objective of the video. You can pause it and read it. Let's go to R first. I have from here downloaded this datasets. Let's restart with it. And I'll be doing what I have done previously in the KPMG video. I'll be using the same technique, RFM. The only difference that it's gonna be here is that I will be doing this time on R. So let's call the libraries first. Correlation plot, data table, reader, reply. It's taking time to load, as we can see here. Yeah, it usually gives some warnings. I have called in the, but let's recall the datasets again. For simplicity of names, I just keep these shorts. I know it's not very professional to call in datasets with T and C and KOP and whatnot. We should be having proper names to represent it, but for my simplicity purposes, I'll call the transaction data to be T and custom purchase behavior to be C. I think it's called for pair. Just hold on a while. Yeah, so we have called in our imported our data sets with T as a transaction data and C as the customer purchase behavior. Now let's check about the transaction data. What do we have here? We'll call it with the structure, and we can see we have 12 variables with which I believe X is a dummy thing. That let's just remove it and recheck if it's removed. Yeah, it's removed. So now just have a quick look on the data set here and tell me if you find something unusual, something that's disturbing for you, that you believe is not correct. You can pause the video and tell me. So I hope you've paused the video and you do tell me in the comment section if you found it or not. But let me highlight it a bit. We have date as a factor variable. What is a factor variable? Factor variable is basically defining a category, and I believe that it should not be in a factor variable form. It should be like a date. So I'll just simply convert it by using this formula, as we say in Excel. So it's changed, and you can see the dates are also changed. It's 2018 October and 17th, where here we had it differently. So what else do you think needs to be changed? Pause it again and have a look at it again if you didn't find it in the first time. Let me tell what I believe should be changed. Would be, I believe that the store number should be a category variable. It defines a particular store. The loyalty card number is also defining the particular customer. The taxation ID is also referring to a particular transaction. The product number is defining the particular product, and the product name is factor. It can be changed. You can change it to as character. It will become easy for you. So let's change these by using as factor, and yeah. But first, we didn't see what do we have in the purchase behavior dataset. The purchase behavior dataset has loyalty card number that is same as in the transaction data. It has life stage and premium customer, basically a category of customer. So I'd say just merge them and have a look at the merge dataset now. Yeah, it has all. Basically, I have basically combined both datasets. Now I'll change what I said I would. Loyalty card number changed, store number changed, taxation ID changed, product as character, and let's have a look at this structure again. Yes, everything is changed. So now, what we are going to do, what I'm going to do is, I'm going to check the correlation plot. Obviously, it has okay. Now I'll have a look at the summary of it and check if we have any outliers or not. So we can see in product quantity and total sales that uh, it has a big difference, or if you cannot find it this way, we can simply make a graph of it and have a look. It's taking time, I don't know why, but while it takes its time, we can see that the 200 in the product quantity and 650 in the sales is definitely an outlier because it's not matching the other values. It's way beyond the other values. Most definitely, that is why it can have a great impact on the. I still don't know why it's not showing, but yeah, you can see that we have an outlier here, which is amounting more than 600 of sales and exactly 200 of product quantity. That is, we specified the outlier correctly. Now let's filter it out and check what it has to tell about this outlier. So this outlier is only twice in the dataset of the year, or the particular year of dataset we have, and it is purchased on two dates, one purchase per year, and the same item is being purchased directly Quantium. So we say it will contribute a lot, but we can also see if we want. But I'd say that I'd like to remove this transaction from our dataset to remove the outlier. So I'll do this, and voila, the outlier is removed. You can check it again, provided that it works quickly this time. So here we have this, the outlier being removed, and let's check this too. I hope it takes lesser time than the previous one. It will be a line graph of total sales as per the particular days. You can check it by dates or months or year, although you have 2 years only. I'm gonna waste time over here, you can do it on your own. So what I'm gonna do is now break and introduce two more variables from the product name that we have. I'm gonna take out the brand name and I'm gonna take out the package size as I told it about earlier. So using this, we have a brand name variable in our dataset. We have it here, and now to do this with the summary of, did I miss something? Oh yes. Now I'm gonna introduce the package size. I hope let's take a small summary. Here we have it, and let's check it in the whole. We have this package size in our dataset now. So also have a look at it. What did I just do? Okay. Ouch. Well, it's gonna take its time. I think we can do this and check this histogram. Yeah, so we saw both the versions of, this is the histogram of the package size we have and normal plot. It will take its time, never mind. So let's have a summary of the brand names we have here. So now you can see these are the brand names in our data sets. Try to pause this video and have a look if you find something different or something you want to be changed, and do comment in the comment section obviously. So this is what I find to be disturbing, that these are two same names. Because of some spelling error, they are counted as two different brand names, and this is not just one. I can see many here like this, these two, like Red and RRD, Smith and Smiths, SNBTS, Sunbites, and more even. So I'm simply gonna change these. Um, yeah, I'm gonna simply change them. And have a look at it again if it is changed or not. There are small errors to it that I think needs to be corrected, such as Doritos is still two different. So is there anything else? I guess yes. So Smiths 2. Now let's re-look it. Yeah, the problem is solved. Now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna first check a random loyalty card number to see if that is the specified customer ID. Obviously it is, but let's just reconfirm before we apply RFM model to it. Although I should have used summary, but I believe that is correctly done. Now have a look at the yeah, it's done. Now you can move back to my previous videos, the KPMG module 1, 2, 3, and 4, and another one, the KPMG review reply, where I've in-depthly told how the RFM works. basic gist of RFM is based on how much on basically three different variables: recency, frequency, and monetary. How recently did the particular customer bought? How frequently does the particular customer buy? And what is the monetary value of the customer that he gives by purchasing the particular item? So we are going to classify our customers to that, and it is the recency is found by the maximum date to the particular date of transaction, and the taxation ID is basically our transaction ID that I just found here. Okay, so here's what I'm gonna do is I will find the last date, and the last date of the data set is analysis date. Okay, so it's 2019, 30 and 6 months. Now I'm going to make this KOP group by loyalty card number, and summarize it by recency as the how recently the first purchase was done. Frequently is that purchase is the person purchasing, and then all. Now let's have a look at the summary of this data frame we just managed to make. So here is the summary uh, of the data frame we just called in. Just let's have a look at data frame that we just developed. So this is it, and now we have the recency, the and now we have to make the RFM model. So here it's how it's done. You can also refer back to my previous video as I just mentioned earlier. These are how it's being scored. Do have a look at it. You'll probably understand. I don't be running these commands. These are basically done by the mean, the first quartile, the median, the third quartile, and so on. It's done. Now, this what this is basically my LinkedIn. I'll also mention this if you have any questions you want to ask. So this one, KPMG review reply. I have mentioned the link here as well, and these are the RFM scores. These are the segments that I have developed. So basically what I've done is this PP thing that you just see is nothing but this. So I have copied it there and saved it as a CSV. Now I'm going to call it, and let me show you this as well. This is the same thing that I just showed you on my Google Sheet. So I'll be merging this with the RFM and with the previous KOP. Now let's recheck the structure of our KOP to see if it's combined or not. So we have all these here. Now this work that follows is something extra, and I'm going to make another video of by which particular brand and on what day and so on and so forth. That is basically a major task. We can find this affinity by this. You can do have a look here and as well as here. This is to this is the affinity that our target market has 23.7%. Please do like and subscribe to this channel, so when I'll move to where it was to the next task, that is experimentation and uplift testing, you will be informed. Thank you. May God bless you. Take care. Allah Hafiz.